Hi, I'm Mark, and this is Subliteral Network. I make art and comics, and thanks for watching. Remember to hit like and subscribe, and to leave your feedback in the comments. I post art daily, 5 days a week on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and this is a roundup of some of that work in case you missed it, with a little more detailed description added. You can read my Una the Cave Bunny comics free at radiocomics.com, and my one-shot comic called Searchers is available at burningstarcomics.net. Visit my Patreon page if you'd like to support my work. There's a growing gallery of art and comics to see and enjoy. All these links are in my description and bio, so please watch till the end so you don't miss anything. I draw a lot of topless Amazons, but at the same time I also like to post my art online, and generally most of the places I post frown on that. So I'm always figuring out ways to put things in front of Amazons, and in this case, this little Sharpie sketch, I just put her behind a big rock. So these quick little sketches are really often a chance for me to try out different graphic ideas I have and just things that come into my head. So some of those scratchy looking plants and leaves in the background, that was something I did really quick and didn't think about it too much, but looked at it later and I said, yeah, that's ends up being kind of a nice approach. And so I used it later in different comics and pieces of work that I do. I designed a bunch of cave bunnies that fly on pteranodons and other kind of pterodactyl type creatures for my Una the Cave Bunny comic strip, and they were the first real departure from the other cave bunny designs that I had done. I say real departure, but I just mean I made them like short and wearing not so much, because they're lowering their weight for the pterodactyls to be able to lift as they fly. Now, this is an ink drawing that I took a little more care than I do with my Sharpie sketches. But one thing that has gone back and forth over time with my cave bunny designs is those feet. Sometimes I do feet like this, like you see in this picture, and then I come back the next day and I say they're horrible. So what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll reduce the number of toes. I'll make them smaller. I'll make them look more like regular rabbit's feet. And I can't really decide just where I'm going to stop with this. But I don't really think I'm ever going to go back to these big, giant, gross, clawed feet. Sometimes I'd get behind my deadlines when I was making the original run of my Una the Cave Bunny comics. So I made these page breaks so that when a week went by and I didn't have a page to post, I would put these up with just a description, a picture, a description of the character, and just something rather than just skipping over and telling people, oh, well, I didn't make my page this week. I tried to think, if I was a reader, would I want to see a bunch of excuses, or just sort of, it sort of looked like I had finished something. And I think that's more important if you want to retain a reader's interest in what you're doing, is try not to deliver nothing. So what this one is, I had a piece of art, a piece of background art that I had already made. I had the title, and I made a new piece of art in front of the character, and just kind of put everything together in Photoshop, which is what I was using at the time. This is a piece of She-Hulk art that I had drawn on halftone paper with ink, markers, and some white crayon and white paint. I thought I had already sold this piece of art on eBay, but I found it in a folder, and so I put it up on eBay, and I had managed to sell this time, and I'm pretty sure I'm not going to find it again. Here's a view of the full piece of art, and it was always kind of one of my favorites. I had a scan of it that I would look at once in a while and just say, I really do like that one. And I was very surprised to find it sitting in a folder, because almost always, usually I run eBay auctions kind of weekly at least. So I was pretty sure it was gone, and I was just very surprised to find it. This is something I kind of got into because I decided on this Planet She-Hulk idea, where she's transported to this like savage planet, wears almost nothing, and constantly fights giant monsters. I think they've already done it in the comics. I'm not sure whether I did it first or they did. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to keep doing this. Thanks for watching. Thanks to my subscribers and a special welcome to my new subscribers. I'm happy and appreciate that you enjoy hearing about my work, and I hope you can come back for more. Remember, joining me on Patreon helps me create the content you enjoy.